Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 637 of the DrunkNerds podcast. As always, I'm Tyler, and joining me we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Oh man, probably not a lot in terms of the gaming front, but with everything else, it's been sort of like a wild and crazy ride. But yeah, workplace has been pretty crazy. I probably might have been cursed by a gypsy without me even knowing it. Or actually did know it, but I'm like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead, curse me, whatever. But other than that, though, I mean, this week has been pretty busy in terms of like everything else, all the random crazy events. Last night, my freaking the electricity ends up like just the whole power of my town ends up going out for like a few hours because of some crazy thing that happened in one of our power grids. And it's like,
Gypsies.
okay, well, it's time to go and we're gonna go and just like shotgun to the stores and stuff to see if we can pick up some supplies. So I come home. My dad is horizontal in his lift chair, right? So he cannot get in. He can't move his damn lift chair or something like that
Oh,
without some 9-volt batteries. So it's
yeah.
like, my mom and I would find some 9-volt batteries, right? So he pushes the button, nothing works. So I had to go to my local Walmart, right? They're not taking anybody. They cannot count manually. They cannot do their old type of things for like transactions and shit.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like their store is closed. Their employees are literally out in front saying, "Oh, I'm sorry guys, we're closed here. We can't do this and that." I go to Safeway, try to look for some batteries, right? Have an associate tell me, hey, ETA, 45 minutes to an hour for like a wait in the line. And so I look at the lines like there's like maybe two people per line here. I could probably pick up some batteries and pay for stuff. Then I realize they're doing cash only, and the batteries I want, they're electronically locked. And so
I'm sorry, it gets funnier the more you think about it.
I know that's my reaction too. Here it is. The power is out in the entire town. You don't know when it's going to come back, and you have your batteries locked with an electric lock.
Oh, man. Yeah.
I kid you not. I understand why you're doing it for security, but for an emergency, in an emergency, that is the most asinine thing you could possibly do.
Yeah. You think, like, it is crazy, like, just how many things you don't think about nowadays. Or like when we just seen this, like, with the airlines, where, like,
Yes.
that like the like Windows or whatever went down, and like for like a whole day and a half, like nobody can like fly except for one airline because they used like a Windows 92 or something, and they never updated the system, and they were the only one that worked for like 2 days. It's so like, man, we're so fucked if the internet goes down, like, or like just like the power is one thing. Like, we're definitely like the whole, yeah, we're definitely, the whole world's fucked. But if like we just like if all the satellites in the sky just blew up one night, like we wouldn't. It's like literally that episode of South Park where like they just turn it, like everybody's ready to go to California way, like, and like everybody goes nuts and like just doesn't know how to function anymore. And look,
Oh,
I'm a
you
part of that
know
too.
what,
I wouldn't know what the fuck, like,
dude?
we're so internet pilled at this point. We have no idea how to function.
Absolutely. Our society is so connected to the internet and stuff like that that once the internet goes down, I kid you not, people are going to be just holding up their damn phones and stuff, trying to go and try to pretend they're going to go through something, and all of a sudden keep crashing into walls. It's just really scary in that
Yeah,
way.
My
But
Madden franchise is tied to the internet, so I'm fucked. Like, I have no point of going on.
oh yeah, even yeah, you may actually have to go outside, and communicate with actual people.
Wow,
Hey!
make fun of me for being crippled, Gables. Thanks a lot, asshole.
But long story short, though, I finally go to the town over, right? Not all the way to 30 minutes away to the next town or something, but yet there's the town close by to the town I live in. They actually had electricity, right? And what's just really weird is like we finally get to a place and stuff where it's like all these lights, all these everything else is like their car wash is open, their Big Five is open, there's freaking Ace Hardware store is open, even a Shell station. So I go to the Shell station. The whole parking lot is full because you have a lot of the residents of the town over just going through and try to get something to eat or try to get something like that and stuff. So I see these two 9-volt batteries, like two Duracells and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, okay, seven something a piece. Oh, okay, I'll get these. So I buy that. My mom's like, you know what? Let's go over to the Ace Hardware store because you know just in case something else happens and stuff, let's get some more 9 volts. So okay. So I go into this Ace Hardware store, right? There's nobody in the parking lot besides like a couple of like one car for like that was happened to be a shop. I go inside. There's two associates. I go to the front counter. Hey, you know what? I need some battery. He's like, where can I find some batteries? Like, oh, it's right over here, sir. It's like, and it's just like a freaking plethora of like batteries here and there, dude. It's like you have AA, you have AAA, you have the C batteries, the D batteries, and you have a little section here that's like the 9-volt batteries, right? And the freaking only option you have is like a 4-pack for like $20. I'm like, oh,
Now it's 30.
okay. Well, it's Energizer. The bunny keeps on going, so I'm gonna pick that.
Yeah, it's a good brand.
Anyway. Well, with everything all said and done, we really had like power out for like a good solid like 2 hours max. It was just hilarious. We just got done eating dinner, right? My mom makes this chorizo and eggs type of meal. She made that before the power went off, right? And so I eat this freaking cold chorizo meal, and stuff like that. I wrapped in some tortilla. There's nothing like heated or anything else. And all of a sudden, like just after I finish that, the light comes back on. I'm like, son of a.
Yeah, because the thing is that if you didn't do all that stuff, the power would still
Yep.
be out. But it's only
Yep.
because you did all this, the power came back on.
Yeah, exactly the point.
Yeah.
So yeah, with all that craziness and stuff, I mean, that was pretty much how my week pretty much went in a nutshell, though. But how have you been doing, Tyler?
I'm doing all right, getting better. I got to take my boot off finally after 4 months of wearing a boot. Coming from
Yay!
my surgery and everything. Yeah, so doctor gave me let me start walking on my heel. I take my dog for a WALK. I can't actually say the word out loud. Um, but yeah, to do all that, took him on one for first time in a few months, so that was really nice. So he was so excited when like with me being the boot, we take the same little path to want to let him out, and he was
Hmm.
so excited when he went to go take the left, and I kept going straight. His like little ears perked up, and he got all excited, and he
Huh?
started running ahead of me, and like got so excited. I'm like, all right, we're going, buddy, and we went, and then um, we got a little we tried to do our normal thing, which probably I shouldn't have done because it was like my first time trying to do this in 4 months on a steel healing ankle and tendons and bones and all that. Him
Hmm.
and I were both he hasn't been on a nice little WLK in a while. Both of us were struggling pretty. We were struggling on the way back. It wasn't like a very long. It was like a 15-minute one, but it was like I'd say about minute 10. We're like, oh boy, we both fucked
He was
up
just
here.
taking deep breaths.
Yeah, he looked like he was like been wearing high heels all day. It's like end of a shift, and he'd been walking in high heels, and I was like dragging one like a zombie dragging my one leg behind me. Essentially, it was a bad idea. Shouldn't have done that, but no, it was nice. It was nice. It's like it was a beautiful day out, and it's fall time in Iowa, so it's like this is like the one of like the like I don't know 10 weeks of the year where it's actually not miserable to live in Iowa weather-wise. So
Hey.
yeah, so it was nice doing that and trying to get as many of these in as I can before everything goes to shit here soon. Uh, I've seen some places already getting snow, so that sucks. So not look forward to
Yeah,
that.
I actually got the mountains of my foothills actually got some bit of snow. Not like a lot, mind you, but today and then tomorrow is like the last like remnants of 60 something degree weather, and then all of a sudden it's just drifting downwards
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, no, we got in the 30s this week in the morning, so that was not fun.
Oh.
I fell asleep with the windows open because it was like 50 degrees at night. And I woke up and it was 30. So I was like, oh my god, what happened? It was not fun. Louis, my dog, was not happy with me, but no, I'm doing all right, getting better. Hoping to be start physical therapy hopefully this week and be
Nice.
able to um, just walk normally again for the first time in a long time. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Other than that, if you guys don't know, this is a podcast for Gables. I actually talk about video games, everything we love about
Mm.
them, hate about them, everything in between. We've been doing this for over 11 years now. We don't make money off this, so we the only thing really ask from you guys if you guys can like, follow, subscribe. We're on every podcast service. We're on YouTube. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for really much of anything besides your time. And if you click the button, 5-star reviews, leave a comment, thumbs up, subscribes. There's links down below in the definition in the description for Apple, um, Spotify, YouTube, all that. YouTube's a big thing we're pushing. We hit every metric on YouTube except for subscribers. We're in the 460s. So you want to help us out, get those numbers up, that we actually make like some ad revenue on this, and I don't know, maybe Gables and I could buy like a coffee, like a Starbucks coffee or something out of this. Even a small. I'll
Yeah.
take a small. What do they call small there? It's like Trent. I get Trenta, so I don't even know what that is.
Is it Grande
Is it
or something
Grande?
like that?
I think Grande might. Yeah,
I think
whatever.
Grande's like the smallest one, or if it's like just 12 ounce, maybe.
I have no idea. I exclusively get Trentis because it's the biggest one they fucking got. So if it doesn't have a Trenta, I don't want it because I need as much caffeine in my body as I can to function. Um, but
Oh
anyways,
God.
yeah, Gables, you know, but Gables, you've seen me buy a Trenta and then a Venti, and talk to me, and play video games. So you
Oh
know how
my
I get.
God, that heart of yours is probably
It's
like
not
just
great,
all
Gables.
jitters.
It's not great. You should like. I'm glad. I'm glad I just got this Apple Watch a couple weeks ago. I'm glad I didn't have it during that. It would have like go to the hospital now. But
Huh.
anyways, before we get into like some of the news and everything going on this week, we got to talk about Gables. We are 2 weeks away from one of my favorite days of the year. Actually, my favorite day of the year. Extra Life. Really cool
Yes.
thing. It's a charity that Gables and I do every year. Just look up extra-life.org. Really great thing. It's my 13th year. It's Gables' 12th year.
Yep.
We raise money for uh, let me try it again. Children's Miracle
Children's
Network
Miracle
hospitals.
Network.
It's hard to say really fast. So yeah, like you can pick any hospital you want in the United States or Canada. But every dollar you earn goes to that. How we earn that is by playing video games for 24 straight hours. That is on. We're doing that. It's always the first Saturday of November. This year it's November 2nd. That is also, it's usually, I think, always on daylight saving time as well. So yeah, it goes on for 24 straight. You play games 24 straight hours. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I know people that would do 12 and 12 or do 8 and 8 or just play the time throughout the week. Do a few hours every day or whatever it is, or play it. Some people do it the week after, week 4, whatever. Anyway, you work around your schedule. You don't have to necessarily do the 24 hours. Just help people raise money, help the big beautiful kids out there. That'd be really great. There is a link down below in the description, but otherwise just look up extra-life.org and sign up. Tell your friends about it. It's a really cool thing. If you want to donate to us, I'm Tyler Courtney. There's Gabe, I should say your real name, Gabe Bagno. People are like, look up, where the fuck is Gables at? Yeah, find him. Yeah, Gabe Bagno. If you want to donate to any of us, that'd be really great. Otherwise, though, it'd be even better if you're interested in yourself signing up and telling your friends about it, just spreading the word around. Just trying to get this word out to as many people as possible. Sign up. They've raised over $100 million in this think this is year. It's like 15 or 16 at this point. So if you want to help out there, it'd be fantastic. Extra-life.org. But yeah, pretty excited for that one. But Gables, we gotta get into the news. Everything's going on this week.
Yes.
Not too much crazy stuff. I don't know if like it's just because we're getting closer to the end of the year, so now games are like just coming out and everybody's just kind of waiting. Like I think Game Awards, maybe here in a few weeks we'll start hearing some Game Awards stuff. But I don't know, it's been really up and down as far as game. Like outside like the Pokemon leaks last week, but it's like that wasn't even like that was just like accidental news. That wasn't like planned news. So I feel like it's gonna be I don't know, unless like Switch 2 gets announced here soon. I feel like it's gonna be some lighter weeks as far as like news goes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we had the this kind of leaked out on Sunday morning, and they announced it Monday, and it happened Thursday. We had the Xbox partner preview. I think this is the third one this year. I think this is the first time I think this year is the first time they started doing them. It was about 25 minutes. They announced a few things they were going to be there, but not too much. Spoiler: no Silk Song Gables.
Yeah.
Sorry for people out there. Part of me like at this point, Gables, do you think it's funnier that like it's just not people like that's not happening? Are you just kind of sick of it and just want it to come out? Because I
Is
can't
I
decide.
think it's like a little bit of both, dude. I mean, for God's sake, I'm at the point and stuff like this is just a running gag and stuff like that. It's like, oh, so song, so song. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I can't. I just can't. I haven't decided if I just want the game to come out or I just want to keep having these events and just not be there. Um,
I don't know.
but I don't know. Anyways, first up here, announced. We're gonna go in order of like what was announced here. Alan Wake 2, the Lake House DLC. They did announce that was gonna be here. We got a release date for
Yep.
that. That's coming up soon on October 22nd. So that is on Tuesday. That's pretty exciting. Um, this one you're in the lake house. Looks like you're inside the old house, which is um, there's a lot of teases here to control. I won't spoil anything,
Mm.
but there are some characters, or there's a character that looks to be like a major character from the game Control. I can't remember the FBC agent you're playing as. I don't believe she was in the original in Alan Wake 2. I'm pretty sure she wasn't. I'm trying to remember. I haven't played Control like since it came out over 5 years ago, so a little that's a little fuzzy. But like I distinctly remember like one of the characters you see in there. I'm like, that's pretty sure that was Control. But yeah, I'm extremely excited for this. I mentioned a few weeks ago they actually had I played Alan Wake 2 last year, loved it. And but I never bought the season pass thing or the deluxe edition thing. It's a $20 upgrade. I bought it. It was on sale for like $13. I bought that, so I am incredibly excited to play this. Especially we're getting more tie-ins to Control and Control 2 is apparently, I think there's supposed to be their next big game coming out. So yeah, I'm pumped for this one.
Mm.
I know Gables, you're not an Alan Wake guy, but what was your thoughts on this one?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you and stuff, I mean, my thoughts of this DLC for Alan Wake 2, I mean, if it ties in even a little bit with Control or some in some aspects of the way, it's definitely going to be pretty appealing for like those that not only loved Alan Wake but just loved like Control in general, and so intermingling of the two, I feel like it's going to be fairly good. But at the same point, I really don't have too much more opinions on it. I mean, for the Xbox showcase in general, I didn't really have a chance to like just watch that initial thing.
Oh,
I know the Lake House was a part of it, but just hearing the small details from what has come out of just that one and stuff, I'm fairly excited for people just to delve back into Alan Wake 2 and just give that a shot.
yeah. Next up here, Chronos, the new Dawn. This is the new game from the Bloober team. Pretty shocking. They just put out Silent Hill 2 like a couple weeks ago, and they announced this
Mm.
game. It was mostly CG trailer. Like it was like a dude, like a kind of like I don't know, like a almost like a submarine, like an old school like submarine outfit. Almost kind
Oh,
of close to like a dome thing, kind of like Big Daddy type of uh,
oh,
thing. But we got like 10 seconds of gameplay, and it was like behind the back, looked like a Resident Evil, Silent Hill style. Like you have a gun. I don't know. It's kind of cool to see like I don't have too much of a history with Bloober Team. I do have Silent Hill 2. I've only played like an hour of it so far. But
mm,
I'll talk about more next week. I'm gonna dive into it. Had a few other games I was trying to play through this week, so I focus on those. Um, but I don't know. It's kind of cool for like Bloober Team to like there's a lot of people that like hated on their games for a while now, like the layer of fear games, and like I feel like the mediums, like a lot of people like surprisingly don't like the medium, and I played it, and like I'm not like saying this is like oh this is game of the year, but I thought it was like this is a cool like horror game. I thought it was a game. I remember playing it on
right.
Game Pass. I think it was like 2021 the game came out, and I enjoyed it for what it was, like 7.5, 8ish maybe kind of game. Um, and so going off of that one, I was pretty surprised like the hate when Silent Hill 2 was announced. Silent Hill 2 was making it, which I guess gets a little different from what they usually make. But it seems like they like nailed it with Silent Hill 2, and I don't know. It seems like maybe like people will kind of like take them a little more seriously now with this like looks like it's going to be their own like personal like franchise here with Chronos. And I don't know, like I'm down for it. It's great to see like like I always talk about for like a long time, like for a very very long time. I was always talking about like banging the table for like people to play Evil Within because it was like the one horror game that was like keeping like kind of like the Resident Evil style like what you think of like horror games what Dead Space did in the 360 era. The Evil Within was that in like the PS4 Xbox One era, and like now it's just like the market is being flooded with like we have like Alone in the Dark come out, like Dead Space remake, Callisto Protocol, like all these different Resident Evils, and now Silent Hill 2's back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's an embarrassment of riches for if you're a fan of these type of games, and I'm a huge fan of these style of games. So I'm down for it, and like I said, I really like the medium, and I'm excited to start finally playing Silent Hill 2. So what about you, Gables?
Yeah, I'm excited to see more like survival horror style of games come out into fruition. I mean, we were definitely like inside of a major drought like the past like 10, 15 years or so like that. But at the same time, I mean, even with like some of the indie titles that have come out too, it doesn't matter if it's like Five Nights at Freddy's themed spin-off type of stuff, or if it ain't just this past like couple of years, like with Signalis and stuff, and this year obviously with Crow Country. That's
Mm,
just some of those old school sort of mentality survival horror games to where yeah the controls are going to be a little bit wonky, the searching and things like that could be fine, but at least with this new game here by Bloober Team and stuff, I kind of feel like after playing little bits of Silent Hill 2 remake and stuff, I mean they could pretty much do their own series if they really wanted to. It seemed that they've kind of proved themselves to not only manage to fairly well fairly well like take care of like Silent Hill 2 in general for that stuff, but they pretty much did it pretty much on par with so far from what I've played with the original game. So it's like
yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's cool. Next up here, Blind Fire. This is like a PvP shooter game, but like I believe it's out now. Yeah, it's out now, early access. Oh, by the way, the corner is scheduled for next year. But Blind Fire,
mm,
it is a PvP
mm,
like shooter game with the early access right now on Xbox. I think it's on PC as well. But the kind of like unique thing to this, obviously, like you just kind of eyes kind of glaze over immediately on these type of things. The kind of cool thing about this is like the game is like pitch black, and the only thing you're supposed to see is like when people shoot their guns or there's like little tiny like little lights or like movement. Like you gotta basically like listen, and you gotta like you gotta be careful. You only got like 8 shots, so you can't just like shoot like just click and point and click or whatever and just shoot like crazy and like hope you hit somebody. Like also there's you can
Yeah.
there is what was it called when like you can actually like damage your own teammates and stuff. Friendly fire. Like there's actually that as well. So you can't just like just shoot wherever and like hope you hit something. So I don't know,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
concept is really cool. It's in early access. But it's like I might maybe I'll just check it out. I don't know. I think it's I think it was $8 something like that. Like $9 maybe. So kind of a random price, but I don't know. Like no, I'm not gonna pay $9 for it. I think it was free there for a second, but I don't know.
Ah,
It's kind of a cool concept, but it's not something I'm not a big PvP guy, but it seems like people that are like in the PvPs at least were interested in by the idea of it.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next up here, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That is the next Like a Dragon game. Obviously, they revealed it like a month ago. Pretty cool. It was supposed to come out February 28th. They actually bumped up a week to February 21st because I believe the 28th is also the release date for Monster Hunter Wild. So
That's probably why.
yeah,
Huh.
February just is fucking stacked with games right now. So honestly, I'm like,
Mm.
but going up a week is probably better than than just staying on that date. But I don't know if I had like any game in that month, I was just like I'm just gonna move to like mid March or something like that. Just like because a lot of big games coming out in February, like a lot of games coming in February, and a lot of big games coming in February. So um, but I don't know. I don't think this Like a Dragon one's gonna be. I think it's like a smaller game, so maybe like a 15-20 hour game instead of typical like Dragon games are like 80 hours. So um, next up here, Mouse PI for Hire. This is kind of like a really cool like a kind of like an old school like Disney black and white cartoon like very Cuphead like graphics, but it's also like like it's a like a shooter, but it's like almost like Doom with Cuphead art style. That's
That's
supposed
really
to come in
bizarre.
2025. We've seen it before at like other events, but it's coming in 2025. It looks cool. I hope it's like I'm excited to check it out because I'm a big fan of Doom and I love the art design here of it. I just hope it's like more. It's not just the art style because actually a good game there. And like if it's a shorter game too, if it's like a 5-6 hour game. If I find out this game is like it's like a 7.5 out of 10 and it's 12 hours long, I'm just gonna skip you. But if you're like an 8 out of 10 or whatever, and it's like 5 hours, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll definitely I'll jump into this. What about you, Gables? Anything on that one?
Well, to be perfectly frank, though, I mean, we don't really see too much of this style of first-person shooter generally come out, that's in that type of an art style. I mean, you see the cel-shaded like games that do come out once in a blue moon and stuff for first-person shooters, whether it be like Borderlands or like 13 or whatever. But I'm kind of curious to see how well this game's going to do, only because I mean, I like the art and the premise of the game itself, but what's going to be really fascinating to see is if they fit into that whole like maybe 8 to 10 hour range in terms of like an actual thing. Like, is this going to sustain itself throughout that whole duration, or is this the gimmick of it being in sort of like a Cuphead, sort of like 2D animation style, like a black and white film type of style and stuff? It's not going to be a detriment to it. So it's like I'm not sure, but I'm curious to see how this does.
Yeah, I think at the very least you have a lot of eyeballs in that game now. So um,
Yeah.
next up here, some of these we could skim through here. Subnautica 2 is coming to Xbox Early Access in 2025, and it's coming to Game Pass as well. So they announced there's it's gonna be co-op, and this one I guess in like Subnautica 1 like didn't have co-op, but people would like use mods to do co-op. So
Mm,
it's kind of cool. They're just adding to the sequel here and coming to Game Pass. Next up here, Animal Well is was shadow dropped for the Xbox, so that's pretty cool. It's out
no.
now if you have an Xbox, so it's there for you. One of the highest reviewed games of the year. Um,
Yeah.
Another one here, Eden's Zero. People like apparently this is like a popular manga series out there. It's a video game based off that one. Kind of looks like a third person like action game. Hiro Mashima, Mashima is like the creator of the manga series here. That is coming in 2025 as well. Gables, do you know anything about Eden Zero? You're,
Absolutely not.
Okay. I thought maybe like I was looking at like my eyes glazed over. I did a live react to this thing and my eyes like immediately glazed over because it's anime and I was like, cool. This seems like a dime a dozen for these style of games. Um, but I was like, oh, maybe Gales will know what this is. But okay, if you don't, okay, who cares then? All right, next up here, Eternal Strands. This is coming in 2025 as well, coming to Game Pass. This one's kind of interesting. It's like a um, third-person like action game, but like this one, like you have like you use like fire and ice abilities, like almost kind of like Shadow of the Colossus abilities too, where you can climb enemies
Yeah.
and you can like use different like powers, like but you also have like powers and abilities. Like you can, like I said, you can use fire and ice to like damage them, and then you can climb them. You can like you can like systematically take out like individual parts of them, which is kind of a cool concept. It is coming to Game Pass, coming 2025. I'm I'm intrigued enough to at least like it's gonna be on my radar like when it comes out. Like I don't know, but like I'm not like 100% like 100% down to play this thing, but like if it comes out and the reviews are solid and it's coming out like a decent time and there's not a million other things around to play, then I'll definitely give this one a shot. But I don't know. I thought it was enough. Like I thought the art design and everything around it was cool enough to like. I'm like, all right, I am like kind of like the PI mouse game where I'm like, okay, I'm down to at least when this thing comes out, I will be paying attention to it. So I don't know. This is my favorite announcement of the whole show. Mistfall Hunter is a looks just like a Souls. I was like, okay, it's another Souls like looking game, but it's also an extraction / Souls like game coming in 2025.
Extraction.
Yes,
Social like game.
Gables. I watched that whole trailer and I was just like, nothing about this gave off extraction vibes. I went back and watched it after they announced this, and I'm like, I don't get the extraction part of this. Like maybe there's like little things I'm missing. Um, it's different. There's like a million Souls like games coming out anymore. At least it's different. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I mean, we're at the point where social-like games are just flooded into the gaming market to the point now where we have things that have Souls-like appeal, but now they have their subcategories or their whole gimmicks or those shticks of like, oh, okay, well, this one right here is going to be the extraction shooter, and you have
Yeah.
to go through
It's not even a
or extraction game,
yeah. It's not even a
not a
shooter.
shooter, but like this extraction sort of action adventure game or whatever, and then it's going to have like some sort of like elements you got to collect and do this other shit. It's I don't know. I'm really not too sure, Tyler. I
Yeah.
mean, I only like maybe a handful of Souls-like games, and that's about it.
Yeah. Gables, I'm gonna give it a public apology here now, to the JRPG farming sims and the cozy games out there. Um, I spent the last year or so bashing on you, because there's just so
Uh-huh.
many of them, and like every time I watch any sort of fucking indie event or state of play, Nintendo Direct, Xbox, whatever, any event for gaming at all, um, I have openly mocked every cozy game I've seen. Even though I like some of those, I have mocked every JRPG farming sim, and I hate all of those. Um, I said, man, there's just too many of them. I'm sick and tired of hearing cozy. And I'm sick and tired of these goddamn JRPG farming sims in my video games. Gables, I'm saying this now. I hate all Souls-like games. I'm sick of them. I'm tired of it. I'm fucking sick of it. I keep seeing them, and I'm like, they all look the same to me, and they all like, because one of the big things they were when they were revealed here was like Wu Chang or Wu Chong was one of the games that was going to be at this event, and there was like 3 different Souls-like games at this event, and I'm like, oh, this must be Wu Chang or Wu Chong, whatever it's called, and it wasn't. It was a different one. It was a totally different one, and I had no idea. I'm like, what? Like, this is stupid. I hate it. I'm sick of it. I'm done with them. I don't want any more. I don't want any more. We need to like make. We got to draw the battle lines now. There's got to be a point, Gables, and I hit my point. No more Souls-like games until anyone that's announced your grandfather and you can come out, and until those come out, unless you are FromSoft, no more. I'm done. I'm sick of you all. I'm tired of it. There's too many. There's too many roguelikes. And there's too many Souls-likes. I'm sick of them. And there's too many likes. There's too many fucking likes. Why is it gotta be? Why is everything gotta be a like? Just be a thing. Don't be a like thing. Be a thing.
Oh my god, this is like the people 5 years ago complaining about how many freaking Metroidvania games there were.
That's still that's number one problem. That's number one. Number two, Souls-like. Every indie game being, hey, it's Metroidvania. Motherfucker, there's a million of them. And then the third part, then a big one will, then like a major studio will put like a Metroidvania. It doesn't sell well. You want to know why? Because you put them out for full fucking price, and there's 7,000 that come out every goddamn day on Steam. I keep seeing them. When I go look up like keys to like I can like or like review codes to like sign up for. It's all goddamn Metroidvanias. I'm sick and tired of it. Like, gee, no, you want to know why your game, your your AAA Metroidvania didn't sell super well? Because you charge full price when there's a million for $10 fucking. There's too many. Sick of it. Too many games.
Uh,
Next up,
too many games that are inside of the same genre releasing at the same time. Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
I get it. So, I mean, there's still a bunch of great roguelike and Dark
I don't care.
Souls like games.
I don't care. I'm banning them. I'm gonna run for president 2028. Vote for Tyler. I'm banning Souls likes. I'm banning likes in video games. Death Stranding, that means you too. No more liking because I put a ladder up next to a fucking mountain. Fuck you. I'm out of breath. I'm sweating now. I'm sweating. It's hot. It got very hot all of a sudden. Next up, a game that like nobody, a game that's not like anything. It's its own fucking thing. Wheel World. Try to say that 5 times real fast. Wheel as like a wheel, like a bike. Cause this is a game about bikes. This is from Annapurna. Gables, there's a lot of things here I'm liking about it. There was cool indie music. I'm like, there was some great music, amazing art style, and I'm like, oh my god, is this gonna be a coming of age story? Indie game? I'm fucking in. This is a Tyler game. No, it's not. It's none of those things. It is a bike-based adventure game that mixes in carefree natures of cycling and what seems to be a little mystery. This is I'm reading the article here. This is coming to Game Pass, coming out next year. It used to be called Ghost Bike, which I remember seeing the trailers for that in the past. So this is a game where like basically you like it's people that like died like on a bikes, they got hit by a car or whatever, they died on a bike, and now they're like in like the afterlife, and they just ride bikes. Like there's like a bike shop.
So this is basically just like real world, only with wheels and ghosts.
Gables, shut the fuck up. Don't say it to me ever again. Don't compare things I like to real world. This is wheel world. It's totally different. This is not real world like. This is wheel world. Okay.
So okay, so by that logic, all the feel good games, you know, Your Life is Strange is this or that. These are just real world likes.
No, they are not. No, they're not. That really upset me. I'm really upset right now with you. They're not real world like. They are not 12 random people put into a room and they go out into clubs every night and they fight over dumb shit. It's not that. There's nothing real world about real world. Okay?
I know.
Real world, on the other hand, is totally different from those things. Because you are in like hell and you get to ride bikes with people. And it sounds fantastic, Gables. I'm going to play this game next year, and I'm going to be so fucking happy. And you're going to over there watching your stupid ass Real World Season 2 with Mike Mazanin, the Miz. I'm over here having fun playing Wheel World. Fucking asshole. Come at me again. Next up, I'm sweating. It's so hot. I need to open a window. Turn the fan on or something. Next up.
All of a sudden, Miz just pops up on a bike and just starts riding it.
Oh, man. No. I'm a big fan of. I was watching That 90s Show, which is a spinoff of That 70s Show. Great show. I'm a huge fan of That 70s Show. That 90s Show, very, very good show. There's one episode where like the Miz just shows up, ruined the entire episode. I was so pissed. It was a terrible episode. Moving on. We're gonna move on. We're 35 minutes in. We haven't even got through anything. Phasmophobia is coming out October 29th. Finally, it's coming. I was actually kind of excited for this one because I thought it was coming to Game Pass. It's not coming to Game Pass. Because like, oh man, if I get like. Because like this is a game you want to play. Like it blew up during like COVID and everything like that, and the game was supposed to be really really good. It's supposed to come out last October, but then like the studio caught on fire, so the game got delayed a year. Unfortunately, seems like everything's fine now, and they're okay. Excuse me. But yeah, it's coming out next Friday. That was a game I was actually looking forward to playing. But like this is like a game you like really like doesn't require it, but it's definitely a game you want to play with friends, and like I don't know, it's like hard enough to get friends to play together anyways, but then like each got I don't know how much the game's gonna cost, but it's like I don't really like try to convince multiple friends to buy this game on top of yourself buying this game. I'm just gonna skip it, but I mean there's gonna be an audience out there that's gonna look forward to, and it comes out perfect time, October 29th. Great time for it to come out. So next up, Gables, Legend of Babu. Coming out next year. This one's not coming to 2025. This one's not going to Game Pass, but this looks like I don't remember the game that is a PlayStation exclusive. I think it just came to Xbox this year. Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
Okay. This looked just like that, but you have like you have a giant chow with you that you get to ride.
Oh.
So Gables,
Oh, interesting.
would you believe that like this game kind of looks mediocre, and then I saw the dog and I'm like, day one buy for me.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. Like the first like half of the trailer, I'm like, I don't know. Then I'm like, oh shit, you get to ride the dog, and the dog just kind of goes with you. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm in. So yeah, okay, this game looks kind of cool. I'm
I
kind
get
of
to ride the dog. Whee!
yeah, like I mean, the dog swims. You get to ride the dog in the water too. So I'm down for. I gotta imagine though, man, like that dog getting wet. That's gotta be gross. That's a very hairy dog. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like Kingdom Bridge Spirit's fine. This kind of was like that game was like a solid like 7.5, 7 game for me when it came out. And this looks like kind of like almost like a. I don't know if that was like I don't know. I don't. This is like the tier down from that maybe. So I don't know. Maybe if it's still like a 7 out of 10 game, I'll be down for it depending on price and when it comes out. But like, hey, it's a dog, so it's gonna be hard for me to not to want to play your game. It's not fair. It's not fair at all. Next up here, Wu Chang. I don't know. People keep saying different things, but it's I'm just gonna call it Wu Chang because that's how it kind of looks like it's pronounced for me. Fallen Feathers. I guess this game has been shown multiple times before. I don't remember it because there's been a million of these fucking things. Once again, banned Souls likes. This is coming in 2025. It is coming to Game Pass. Definitely, this looks like fucking another goddamn Souls like to you. If you're excited for this one, Gables is the Souls like. It's coming to Game Pass. How you feeling? Feel great? Feel good? Feel amazing? Would you rather play Wu
I don't
Chang
feel
or
anything
watch?
right now. I haven't seen anything about the game yet, so I'm like,
Okay. Would you rather play Wu Chang or watch the season with Real World of Mike Bazanin?
oh god.
Okay. You gotta watch the entire season one sitting.
Ugh. I'll be honest. None of the options presented seem mostly appealing.
All right, all right. Well, if you don't pick one, you gotta play this one. I'm going to talk about next. Last but not least, FBC Firebreak. This is a, I believe, 3-player cooperative shooter extraction game that takes place in the world of Control.
Oh,
So it's actually
okay.
the concept is kind of cool of it. I don't know, like I'm a little nervous because it's I don't know. I don't know if like so it's coming to Game Pass, but I believe it's also coming to like the PlayStation, whatever extra tier, whatever it is on PS Plus. Uh, but yeah, it's a three-player cooperative shooter set in the Control's Federal Bureau of Control, which is where Control takes place in. And you're basically like the cleanup crew of like where all like the shit goes down in the game. Like you're the ones that clean up the mess essentially, and that's kind of what you are. But you're going in there, you're taking out the enemies and cleaning up the mess of it, and then like then you gotta get out, you gotta do your job and get out. I like the concept a lot, and like it shows like some of like the cool stuff. So Gables in the world of Control, there are like there's minor spoilers I guess for like the Remedy world of Remedyverse of games. So there are like cursed like kind of like cursed objects I guess. I don't remember what they call them exactly. So like in Control, one of the side things you can find is a guy that cannot look away from a refrigerator because if he looks away, it will kill him. So like yeah, so they're like cursed objects that like so that ties into the Alan Wake world of like Alan Wake's typewriter is cursed, and that's kind of what shit goes crazy for him. So there's like you actually get like some of like the ultimate abilities you get in this game are using those cursed objects. So I kind of like that idea, like the concept. It is coming to Game Pass, so I'll check it out because I'm a big fan of like Remedy and Remedyverse and all that. So I'm down to check it out. I'm probably gonna be like I'll probably play a little bit and then I'm just gonna look up like YouTube videos that explain like the cool little fun little things here like maybe I won't catch or like cool little side things you'll get into it. But I don't know. I thought overall like the Xbox preview partner preview was like fine. It's like I always talk about like the Nintendo Indie Worlds or any like partner direct or state of play or whatever like I always kind of take them grade on a curve because you don't like it's always like we've watched these and stuff before and you come away from it it's like oh those Marvel versus Capcom collection was announced you were super pumped out of it and I was just like this is kind of middling to me and there's been ones like Indie Worlds where I'm like there's like 5 fucking games I'm gonna buy this thing and you're just like whatever so I thought it was fine I'm like a 6.5 out of it I was just excited to see Lake House was the main thing was super excited and then also don't forget #ban Souls likes. Moving on I'm still sweating. Gables, the thing that we're both excited for here.
Yeah.
We finally got a release date for Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Day Collections.
There you go.
So this got announced like earlier this year, I believe, and like it's like a collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, and they didn't really say what was going to be in them. We finally like about a month ago found out a handful of them, and they announced a few more, and we got a release date. It is coming February 27th. next year is unfortunately though it's only on Switch and Steam at launch. I don't know if it's coming to other things because I honestly don't really want to play on Switch. I'd rather, especially because some of these games are going to add some of these games they did announce are going to have online capabilities, and they will do updates later to add like online that you can play online later on. Um, so yeah, online and Switch just goes hand in hand. Um, but some of the games that we already knew beforehand were coming to this thing. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Duel Stories. There's Dark Duel Stories 2, I believe, as well in there. Then there is a couple of these are like we're only ever in Japan. So like Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle of the Great Duelist and Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster 6 Expert 2. I believe were the two Japanese ones that are coming here to the United States for the first time. And then the three new ones they announced. I don't know for sure if these are the last three, but these are the last. I don't believe they said whether or not it's going to be more. But they announced Internal Duelist Soul, the Sacred Cards, and Rashif of Destruction will be coming to this collection as well. So $50 for all this. Um, you and I, Gables, been pretty optimistic. Like, been looking forward to this, but like been kind of like, all right, we're excited to play this, but we want to know what's coming to this thing. I feel like both of us coming out
Yeah.
of this, we're like, all right, yeah, this is definitely a day one buy. How you feeling though?
To be honest with you, yeah, it is sort of like a day one buy for me, and only because I do have some good nostalgia stuff for Sacred Cards and Shift of the Destruction and stuff. I mean, both of those I did play through to. I did play through and beat, and honestly, for one of those two, I actually played the completion like a couple different times and stuff on the Game Boy Advance, like over 20 years ago. And quite honestly, it would be nice to have like a physical copy of these older Yu-Gi-Oh games. I never had a chance to try Dark Duelist Stories and Eternal Duelist Soul and stuff. I know was like a precursor to those World Tournament games that were on the Game Boy Advance, so I really want to try those out. But man, I'm really kind of bummed that we don't have like a modern type of way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden
I knew you
Memories.
were gonna say it, and I Gables, I've seen so many comments have that same statement. I'm like, I am baffled because I played that game too, and I don't get the love for that game because that game was bad.
Dude, it's hard, but at the same time, it's so radically different than what you would be accustomed for like actual Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game and stuff, that it's its own separate thing. And one of the reason why people love that game in particular, it's because it's like it's just kind of like that oddity of the bunch, you know. That was the first legitimate like Yu-Gi-Oh game like on gaming consoles before they initially went with the whole anime stuff and the actual card games. So, of course, you got these different elements, these different types of not just elements though, but different types of like the planets or something like that that wouldn't be weaker than the other, and this and that, and then combining different cards by say like fusing a couple different types of cards to create even stronger monsters, you know, and like it was just one of those games of the time where it was definitely fun to try to experiment with, and it was just mostly the appeal of like sort of just a radically different Yu-Gi-Oh game. I know that's why a lot of people seem to love it, but it is a notoriously hard game.
Yeah, yeah. The only way to
So
beat it was
hard
like using
that,
Game Shark, which you can't use Game Shark now. So I don't know how we're gonna beat it.
well, the thing about it, even if you did use Game Shark, it didn't guarantee you to beat the damn game because you had to know how to fuse your monsters. You had to have the right type of had to know the right type of trainers to beat, you know, duelists to beat in order to gain access to different types of like field cards, different types of like equipped cards, different types of like other stuff. I mean, the only reason why I know a lot of that different stuff is because I did just watch a YouTube video of someone trying to beat like Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Soul, like no Forbidden Memories and stuff, and it taking them roughly 30 hours because they had to reset the game
Yeah,
like for like an hour and stuff so they can get at least the uh, a good percentage of a chance to get all the cards that they initially wanted to do just to start off with this game.
sounds
And
like
that was
fun.
basically a good card, like a good equipped card and stuff. They're basically doing this entire strategy around trying to fuse and get to like the twin-headed thunder dragon, which is like one of the best cards you can actually do in that game because it combines thunder element stuff with dragon element, like with dragon cards and stuff, and then having all that type of setup to try to steamroll the initial game. But yeah, yeah, as far as this release here for the current games, I am happy, and this does make me want to buy this game day one. But yet, there's just so many other Yu-Gi-Oh games, the spin-off types that I really wish I could experience modern.
Yeah, yeah, that does suck because like I don't think there's like any way to play any of those other old Yu-Gi-Oh games other than their
Yeah.
platform or by using other means. Um,
Yep.
so yeah, I mean this is called the Early Days Collection, so I assume if this does well, there'll be more. I mean all of these are Game Boy to Game Boy Advance games on this, like so
Yes.
definitely like the main ones, like the ones I thought was realistic they'd be here, are like the ones I was looking forward to. Like Internal Duel Soul, I liked a lot because that was very close to the actual card game. I played a little bit of Dark Duel Stories. I don't remember much about it though. Sacred Cards, I know I loved back in the day because that was basically just the Duelist Kingdom storyline, which is like I think everybody's favorite arc of that entire franchise, like that original run of the series. Um,
Hmm.
so I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to playing that one the most. I actually like went back because Reshef of Destruction is a direct sequel to Sacred
Yep.
Cards, and I know I had to have played it because I played multiple Yu-Gi-Oh games after. I played like a couple of those Championship Edition ones after that. I love those ones, even though it sucked because they're like not really like a storyline to it. It's just you know, like that's kind of what I like about Sacred Cards and stuff is they do have a storyline to it. Um,
Yep.
but I went and watched some like videos and like stuff on Reshuffle Destruction, and I have zero zero knowledge of like nothing came back to me. Like I went back and I watched like Sacred Cards and like gameplay. I'm like, oh, I remember this stuff. I remember this part here. I remember these things. And same with like Dark Duel Stories and the Internal Duel Souls. Like I remember, oh, okay, I remember these. And I was just like, I don't have any knowledge of this game whatsoever. But I was like kind of reading about it. And I guess this game is also ridiculously hard as well.
Yep.
So like your life points don't go restore after every battle. You got to go back and to your save and restore your life points, which is
Yep.
fucking wild. Um,
One save point.
yeah,
You had to go all the way back and then
yeah.
all the way forward.
Why did they think that was a
Yeah.
good idea? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the nostalgia aspect. I'm hoping like because like I love the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Like I fell off at the show after like season 3, I think it was. I never finished the last season. I midway through season 3, I fell off. But I really like. I even like going back and playing like Yu-Gi-Oh Legacy of the Duelist back in like 2015. Like that game nearly made our like overall game of the year that year
Yeah.
because that was when Jake and Justin were still with us and we did our top 10 list. And you all three of us, Jake, you and I had that on our top 10 list. I think Jake had that as like his game of the year that year and loved it. And like I loved like my favorite, like it was one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh games ever. But I only loved like the one I really loved was like going through the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, like following
Yep.
that, like because I'm not trying to figure out the new rules to Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I don't give a shit about that. Like I ended up beating that game and all the arcs to it, but like I use the old rules. I'm playing with my cards. I'm not using this new bullshit. I'm like old man, get off my lawn here with Yu-Gi-Oh. So I'm excited for it. Like, it definitely it's like it. Some of these don't exactly follow the rules and don't follow like strictly to like the actual real life card game, but like it's close enough, and it's like that's the thing I'm nostalgia for. Like, so I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to playing it. It's $50. There's only a couple in here I'm wanting to play. Apparently, like I was crazy that Sacred Cards is like you can beat that in like 3 hours. So
Yeah, you can.
it's crazy how short those games work. Cause like I
I've
don't,
done it.
yeah. I know I beat them multiple times, but it's so funny how short they are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm happy for it. And I'm like, yeah, maybe we'll get more of these. And the only one I know it's not likely to happen, but the one I'd really like to see happen is Dungeon Dice Monsters because I actually really really like that game. That was a really good.
Yeah.
I really love that game. I bought the legit physical version of Dungeon Dice Monsters. That's how much I got into that. That game fucking ruled. So I hope we get that one back because that would be cool to play. Um, moving on though, some other stuff here. The last news story we got for us. This is we got the August Circana report. Um, so I think we're getting September next week. So kind of some interesting details on this one. So Switch is down 41% year over year, which
Okay.
is I mean not too surprising coming off of we're in year 8 of the Switch, and then last year they had the nice little bump up with they got a nice little bump with the that Tears of the Kingdom uh, Switch they were selling there for a while. And they got like a huge boost back in May of last year. But overall, games sales are up 1% year over year. But Gables, we got the top 20 list. I don't know if you remember anything that came out in August, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 brand new games that came out in August that made the top 20 list. What do you think? You got any ideas what might be on there?
Well, definitely Madden came out in August.
That's number one.
That's one.
Yep.
That's number one, which I'm not surprised.
25 straight years. Every year since Circana has been a thing, Madden has been number one in August.
Okay. What else was in August? Black Myth Wukong?
Nope.
Was that? No, that was in July, wasn't it?
No, it was August, but this is U.S.
August.
only.
Oh, yes, only. Okay, so that's not a part of that stuff. I'm trying to remember what else exactly did release in August since it's
one of
only
these
been
you'll
almost
never.
a few months.
One of these you'll never guess, because I don't remember it being. I've never heard of it. Gundam Breaker 4, which Gables, I found out it's not the fourth Gundam Breaker game. It's just like a term of the franchise. It's like Gundam Breaker 4 is something, and it's not the fourth.
Oh, it must be a name to a mech or something.
Yeah.
Like a specific mech.
Yeah, so that's one of them.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yep.
Was there anything Nintendo related?
No, Nintendo's only got one game in the top 20 list.
Okay.
Which is Mario Kart 8.
When did Stellar Blade release?
That was fucking April.
That was April. God damn, man, I'm really off base.
I know, man. So bad. You're worse at this than I am at sex. Jesus. And I'm bad at it. You're terrible. I'm just gonna go through the list here, Gables. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, let's go. It's
EAFC Sport. EAFC's 24. I was number 20, which makes sense. I think EA FC 25 came out in September. Number 19, Gran Turismo 7. Number 18, Forza Horizon 5. I guess both of those games had like big title updates in August, so that's why they got a boost in sales. Number 17, MLB The Show. Number 16, Sea of Thieves. Number 15, Ghost of Tsushima, still doing pretty well because they had that PC release back in May. Number 14, the only Nintendo game on here, Mario Kart 8. Switch 2 announcement's coming. They've seen this list and they're like, oh shit. Now Switch 2, hit the button. Number 13, Helldivers 2. Number 12, jumping away from 34 the previous month. Elder Scrolls Online. I guess did like a free online thing in August, and that must have done a bump for them. Number 11, like I mentioned, Gundam Breaker 4. Number 10, another brand new game in August, Visions of Mana.
Okay.
Number 10, best-selling game of the month in August in America, and they closed the studio down the day after the game came out. So, number 9, Marvel Spider-Man 2. Number 8, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Number 7, of course, Minecraft. Number 6, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 5, Elden Ring. Number 4, the EA Sports MVP bundle, which is a bundle of both Madden and college football. Number
That's
3, with only 2 days on the market. This went through. This game came out August 30th, so it was only 2 days of August. This was on the list. Star Wars Outlaws.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Number 2, EA Sports College Football 25. Number 1, Madden NFL 25. Like I mentioned, every year since Circana has been a thing, and a Madden NFL 20 whatever has always been the number 1 game of that month. Quite interesting things out of this here. Some of the funny things out of this. So, the number 1 overall selling game of the year at 2024 is College Football 25. Helldivers 2 still number 2. The Madden 25 is already the 12th best-selling game of the year. The 4th best-selling game of the year is the EA Sports MVP bundle. So, yeah. So not only did it took up 3 of the top 4 spots in the month of August for sales, it is 3 of the top 12 spots in the overall for the year. I think what's even crazier is we talk about games like missing the mark. I was like, did that live up to expectations? But in 2 days of being on the market, Star Wars Outlaws was the number 3 best-selling game of the year, behind only the 2 other bigger games of the year to come out, which is pretty crazy. And then we hear like Square Enix say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did not meet sales expectations. It's the 9th best-selling game of the year. And then
it makes me wonder what the hell Square Enix is actually doing to actually warrant, how much money are they fucking spending and stuff to where with these games and stuff to where that isn't.
Or like, what are the expectations? It's like like we talked about a couple weeks ago, like Final Fantasy 16. They said that it made expectations when it's like it sold 3 million copies in its first week. How many copies did it need to sell? It's
Exactly.
like this is the studio that like Tomb Raider sold 7 million copies and they said it didn't meet expectations. It's like Suicide Squad is the 15th best selling game of the year and it didn't meet expectations. I mean, I know that game had bigger problems behind it, but like I don't know. I mean, like yeah, the cost of gaming and then the expectations on these games is fucking wild. But yeah,
I know, especially with Square Enix.
yeah, like them and expectations of game is never. I don't think those have ever actually hit anything. I'm sure they probably complain Final Fantasy 14 isn't big enough. Um, just like my girlfriend's complaining I'm not big enough. They're shouting at me. So, moving on. Moving on here. The 2025 Call of Duty game is looks like it's going to be a sequel to Black Ops 2. People don't remember Black Ops 2 like jump between I think it was like the 1980s and like the
Yep.
2030s. But like all the
Yes.
Black Ops games since then have only been like before Black Ops 2. So this one will actually be a direct sequel to Black Ops 2. So if you remember
Oh,
the storyline from that game that came out 17 years ago, well, boy, oh, howdy, here we are. So
that just seems really bizarre,
yeah,
but still.
yeah, I think it's safe to say that Black Ops is probably the most important franchise in the Call of Duty storyline. I guess storyline franchise, like it's bigger than Modern Warfare at this point. Um, Next up here, Banjo Tooie is coming to Nintendo Switch online on the 25th. So that's got like 13 people excited for it. It's the 13 people in the world that think Banjo is better than Mario 64.
Well, yeah, it definitely was exciting to learn about that. I mean, hell, I like the Banjo-Kazooie games, all except for Nuts and Bolts. I hate Nuts and Bolts.
I think most people hate nuts and
But
bolts.
yeah.
Yeah. I did hear a funny thing where they said um, the time between the first Banjo and the second Banjo coming to NSO was longer than it took for Rare to make the first two Banjo games.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, and then last but not least, here Spider-Man 2 is coming to Steam on January 30th. So, cool little thing there.
Hmm.
Hopefully, they actually like PlayStation does a really bad job of like making that like known. Like they announce it usually they'll do a blog post and do like a video on like on YouTube or whatever, a trailer for it, and talk about it. Then maybe they'll do like one more announcement. But those it feels like more times than not they just kind of come and go, and then like with very little fanfare. It's like the Uncharted 4 coming to like Steam. They announced like 3 days in advance. It's like it was coming like they announced it was coming like a year out, but then they gave the release date like 3 days before it came out. Like and they did it like
Right.
in the fall. It's like cool when like all these other new games come out. You put this like it didn't sell super duper well. I'm like, geez, I wonder why. I don't know. It's like you're trying to find this like extra part of revenue, and I get it. Like but it's like, I don't know, make a big deal about it. Hopefully they make a big deal about it. I know like obviously Ghost of Tsushima's a big success for them. Helldivers 2 obviously, but like I don't know. It's like I know like the God of Wars and the Horizon have done well for them, but it's like man, it's like push a little bit more. It's like they just like throw out like fucking like what was it? What's the Little Big Planet dude? Uh,
Sackboy.
Sackboy. They like Sackboy was Big Adventure. They announced it that it was coming to the PC like literally like the week it came out. It's like what
And
just
we haven't heard anything about it.
yeah, no, it just kind of came out and no one cared. It's like, oh, I can push a little bit more. I don't know. Anyways, that's it for news. Gables, we're gonna jump in what we're playing. Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first, buddy?
I'll go first because it's going to be pretty brief and stuff. Because since everything this past week was kind of busy and extremely tiring for me, I've played one game this week, and that was pretty much for relaxing purposes, and that's Power Wash Simulator.
God damn it, Gables! I hate you so much. I hate you. For years,
I
you've
know,
been
dude.
addicted to goddamn. So you drop heroin and Vampire Survivors, and then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna smoke crack. That's all you've done.
Oh man, I think it's because it's just that feeling I get and stuff where I feel like I need to complete something, like some sort of task or something like that, without it like going like, okay, I gotta go through, drop everything and stuff, go to the next task, and then go to the next task and stuff, not completely finishing off something. But yet, I don't know what it is about this game though, but it's whenever I'm like just doing like the various like cleaning the houses, cleaning the cars or something like that, it just feels like just entirely relaxing to the point where I actually fucking want to go to sleep after I finish off like a mission or two. But yeah, man, it's just one of those weird moments and stuff that I have plenty of games I can play, and a lot of which I'm saving for extra life too. And that's pretty much the key point. And so for this moment in time, I'm like, okay, what can I go through and just play a little bit of and just like have some enjoyment, but at the same time, like, you know, just burn a little bit of time between that and extra life. And well, Power Wash Simulator was one thing. I mean, the WWE 2K24 was another thing like a couple weeks ago and stuff. But yeah, it's basically what it advertises. You know, you switch between different types of like nozzles and stuff to clean specific like areas of like some of the houses and stuff. Like there's sometimes you'll have like grime and all this other type of like rust or whatsoever. And you can buy like different types of soaps and stuff to try to get like general cleaner stuff or things especially specified for like wood or for stone or whatever. But I think I'm like I want to say like about 25% of the way through this game already. But I think I spent like around like 11, 12 hours playing this game without even knowing
You don't have time to play games,
it.
but then you somehow find ways to put like 20 hours a week into like Vampire Survivors.
Well, sometimes it's just one of those things where I want to go to something familiar and not like just want to invest instead of something like immediate or something off the bat. It's just weird how my gaming habits are. But
Gables, you want like a
that's pretty much
you want a nice little drug instead of those games. Like, instead of those
yeah. What's
drugs,
that?
it's like cocaine. It gives you like a 15-minute little rush. And it's good. Not gonna spend a lot of time in it. Picross. There's like
Yeah, there you go.
there's like
I have played
15 of them on
Picross games
Switch.
before.
They are nice, relaxing games. I play them a lot. I recommend, highly recommend Picross. They're cheap, and you can play a handful of games very quickly.
Yeah, that's very true too. Or I can just pick up another game of Madden, and then I'll be mad again too.
Play Madden, that's fine.
Oh,
I
but
won't be mad about Madden.
oh yeah, I know, I know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, Tyler.
All right.
What have you been playing?
All right. I played a couple games this week. I talked about like I finally started playing Silent Hill 2. I'll talk about that more next week. I literally only played the first like hour of it. A couple games
Yeah.
I've been playing though. I played a game called Europa. I don't know if people, maybe you remember
Oh
this
yeah.
out there. It's been in a couple of like Nintendo indie events, and I think it was at a direct as well. It's only on. It came out. I want to say like 2 weeks week last week came out. Um,
Hmm.
this is it's got a cool like kind of like animation art style, cartoony style. But like it's got very like Journey-esque vibes to it. It's like I
Yeah.
think it's like $12, so it's not super expensive. It's only on Switch and PC right now. And we'll say definitely feels like I'm playing on the Switch because the loading there's a lot of loading screens. I shouldn't say a lot. There's a decent amount of loading screens, and they're not like 30 seconds, but they're not short either. Um, and there's a lot of you see a lot of pop in, a lot of frame drops while you're playing the game. Um, but I thought so it's like a Journey style game where like you're on the planet Europa, but um, it's been like how was it called, like transform like I can't remember what it's called. Basically though, it's kind of like they kind of redid the planet, so now it's got like water in it. It's got there's trees and grass, and there's like mountains and stuff to it. So like they made it so it's like livable now. And basically like you are like I don't know if you're like a kid or like you're young. You're younger though, and basically like you went to this planet, and like your father was like one of the first people like to go there to like make it habitable for people. It seems like, and like he talks about like you like, but he's like apparently he's been gone for a long time. But you're like he has a journal, and you're finding pages of the journal as you go through. And you're solving puzzles and stuff to get to these different areas. Um, but like basically the jigsaw of the game is just finding the the pages, and like there's other like collectibles and other things you can find along the world. But it's kind of like more like environmental storytelling, and then also like learning like the history of like you're on this planet trying to find out about your dad. Kind of a cool little story to it. I heard it's like only like 3 hours or so to play through. I played for about an hour, and it's just not vibing with me. One, just like the like it's the way it's not running the best. And also like I like the game, like it's like so like you can like you have like a little backpack thing, like you can like jump higher, and you can find things to make it so you can jump higher, and then you can glide, and then like there's like these like blue orbs in the sky that kind of give you like one more like a boost, and you can like kind of keep boosting to like these areas, keep going and
Mm-hmm.
going. And like I enjoy that when I'm doing that, but it's like the second like I like my feet hit the ground and I'm just walking, I'm no longer like enjoying what I'm doing. I'm kind of like aggravated by how slow you're going a little bit, and then like you get like it's just kind of like once you lose momentum, it's just like this isn't fun anymore. It's like think of like you're like riding around Tony Hawk and you hit like you fall over or you wreck or whatever. And it's like it kind of kills like the fun of it a little bit. Like you
Mm-hmm.
lose your combo, like oh that sucks. It's like and then like I was like okay, I'm making it through, it's fine. And then like it gets a section where like it adds in like these basically like they are like rip-offs of like the Guardians from like Breath
Oh,
of the Wild, but they can't move, but they're like they look just like the Guardians, so watch out, don't get sued by Nintendo. Um, but like you can stop like they shoot lasers at you and like they can take you out like when you're like you don't die or anything like that, but they basically knock you out of the sky when you're floating around. You can like go and like stop like you can turn them off and stuff. Like getting hit by those things is just
yeah.
annoying. And then like they add like later on they had like landmines that will blow up if you get too close to them. And it's just like this is like supposed to be like a journey like, and it's like this game is like constantly trying to stop me from like doing like momentum here, and it's just like this is not what I wanted out of this game. Like I love a journey. Like I'm down for these kind of like these like like this isn't like a walking sim, but like walking sim like games here. I'm sorry, I used the like. I'm sorry there, Gables, but like games of that nature. I'm down for those type of games, and this is like a weird in between thing, and I don't know. I just wasn't vibing with it, but the reviews I've seen some people like they're more positive on it than I am. So definitely seems like it's a mixed bag for people. Like it's like a 77 on OpenCritic. So I did review okay. The other game I'm playing through Gables, and I did finish up. I played through and I finished Neva. Gables, I feel like I'm
Mm-hmm.
growing up as a human being. I'm 35. You know me, Gables, sucker for these type of games. These are my style of games. He's got a cute old dog in here, and Gables, I'm really proud of myself. I played through the whole game.
Yeah.
You know how many times I cried?
Once.
6 times. I'm doing pretty good, Gables. I'm getting better.
Oh,
I only
okay.
cried 6 times. That's pretty good. And one of them was a big cry. It was a big cry. That was a big cry. I was like doing the things and the snot bubbles will happen. It was a whole thing. But I did overall. My dog was very concerned about the noises I was making over there. But yeah, I'm growing up, Gables. I only cried 6 times. It's like a 4 hour game. So 4 to 5 hours. But I absolutely fucking loved this game. It's like $20. It's on, I believe it's on everything.
Nice.
Except, I would say though, if you have a PS5, play this with on PS5 because it has like DualSense functionality to it, and the DualSense stuff is actually really cool. If you don't know, Neva is a indie game. The people that made Grease made this game as well, and I didn't care too much for Grease because it was it looks a lot of the same art design to a lot of, very similar overall, but like Grease was more like it was more puzzle based and more like you're going along for the journey type thing. It just didn't vibe with me. And this one has more action to it, and like there actually is like so like it's simplistic combat though, where like it's not like simple as like it's super easy, but like you have a dodge, you get double jump, and then you have your sword. You can do like 3 slashes, and like there is like the dodging and stuff like that to it. And you do like as the game progresses, you get new abilities, but like it never gets like super complex or anything like that. It does like at points though. Like I did die a decent amount of times. Like there's sections I died 5 6 times, but like the checkpoint is really good. And, like you don't like I wasn't losing too much, and like you get 3 hits, but like if you hit somebody 6 times in a row without getting hit back, you earn a hit back. You earn a hit point back, which is cool. Um, the boss fights are really well done. I think like there's multiple times in this game with like the art design of this game. Like the art design is fan fucking tastic. Where like there's like multiple parts where you're just walking through or you're running through an area, and like it just zooms out, and it's like yeah, we made something really cool and we want you to see it. And I was like yeah, this looks fucking. I was just like multiple times I was like wow, or like just jaw dropped like how gorgeous some of these areas are
Mm.
in this game. Like the big thing here, and like I mentioned like talking about Legends of Babu earlier. I am a sucker for dogs in games. I'm a sucker for dogs. Big dog lover over here. Sue me. If you're somebody though that does not um, like animal like getting injured or not even just dogs stuff like that, like if you're a little sensitive to that kind of stuff, this game will trigger some of those things for you. I'm not gonna lie. That might have been reasons why I cried a few times in this game. But like it kind of gave me like I think some of the things I like about this a lot too is like Last Guardian is like one of my favorite games of all time. It was my game of the year in 2016. And obviously a big part of that is with the bird dog and like like with him, like calling for him and all that. Like it kind of has those vibes too as well. Like you hit triangle and like you can call out to him, you can go over, you give him lots of pets, and motherfucker got a lot of pets from me. But kind of the idea of this game is like so it's broken up into like 4 different like chapters, and there are different parts in each chapter. I think like 2 parts in each chapter. Like I think there's like 10 overall, but there's 4 chapters. Each chapter is a season, and basically it starts off like the first chapter is like I think it's like summer, and he's still like a younger not a puppy, but he's not fully grown yet, and you have to like protect him. You got to help him out like there's enemies stuff like that, and like, they're kind of like these like things like taking over like the like stopping and like these like weird like I don't know like kind of goo thing like almost in a sense like not
Mm-hmm.
goo but like these like things are like taking over and like they like grab you and like trap you and like they're like this darkness is taking over the world and like you're trying to fight it and like the first like that first area the first section is like you have to protect Neva the dog and then like every chapter he gets bigger and then when he gets bigger like you get new abilities that he can use he can help you out like he can help you in combat you can like actually point where you want him to go he'll actually save you in certain spots and like it's just like kind of cool. Like he goes from like you have to help him to now he's helping you, and it's just cool. Like
Right.
overall, like I think the combat's really good. I think the art style it really is like it's just like I think what draws in is like the gameplay is not like 10 out of 10 here. It's not fucking amazing. I think it is really good and really competent for what it is though. And like there
Right.
was definitely certain points where I was like you like feel the stress of like a good boss fight. The one major complaint I have with the combat though is like because it's 2D and you have to do like a dodge roll to like the dodge attacks. Sometimes like the hit detection of like I couldn't quite figure out like why this time this was a hit and why this time it wasn't. For me, what was happening, like I was getting frustrated with, and a few times I was dying. It was just like me being stubborn and like instead of like trying something different, like oh, figuring out oh this is what I gotta do. Um, I was like being something like why is this like I was getting mad at the game when it was like actually it was like oh I have to do this to actually instead like that was definitely like, something I was doing myself, but like the one major complaint I have, like I said, is like sometimes that hit detection is like I don't understand why this time this was a hit, this time it wasn't. But yeah, blown away. This is gonna be high up on my top 10 list. This might be my game of the year. Honestly, I absolutely enjoyed this game. It's everything I was hoping for. It would be and more. I took a picture of myself during the credits of just me bawling, and I sent it to some friends. Like this, like, and I actually like commented it and I sent it to like the people that made the game. I'm like, look what you did to me. Like this is me, like just bawling. When the game was over. But yeah, I absolutely adored this game. It was like I said, it lived up to the hype and blew it away. Yeah, so I highly recommend it if you are someone like that likes these like sort of like limbo esque, but you also like want some good like combat to a game. Like this is a game for you, and it's like I mean I can't tell you how like beautiful the music and the art to this game is. Like honestly, like just watch even if like just watch like somebody play the game. Like to go on YouTube and watch someone like play a game part of this game because it is absolutely stunning what this game is. So yeah, I loved it.
Excellent.
Yeah, but that's all. That's pretty much it for me. That's all I've been playing. And I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. But yeah, if you guys like all this stuff, like our show, like I said at the top of the show, please like, follow, subscribe. We've been doing this for over 11 years. We don't make money on this. We spend money on this. We don't ask for money. We just spend your time and maybe a few clicks of the button, hit the subscribe button, leave a thumbs up, leave a 5-star review, leave a comment, share with your friends, all that fun stuff. If you can help us out, we really would appreciate it. There are links in the description below to help you get to those places quickly. And most importantly, extra-life.org, really great charity, help raise money for those big beautiful kids out there that can use our help. That have cancer or any other diseases in the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So if you want to do all that for us, really would appreciate it if you do that. But I think it's gonna wrap it up for us. I was your host. I was Tyler.
I've been Colonel Gables, so until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun filled episode of the Drunk Nerds podcast.
Thank you, Gables.
Yeah,
Too sweet.
too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.